I had the tip removed at Subway, and that's when everything went completely sideways. So I'm working at Subway on a Tuesday night shift, like 8 p.m., dead as hell. Just me and this older manager named Janet who's been there since dinosaurs walked the earth. She's always complaining about corporate cutting labor hours and how we're basically running on fumes. This dude walks in wearing a fancy business suit, talking loud on his phone about some $1 million deal. He orders a foot-long turkey and Swiss, being all demanding about everything. More turkey! No, more turkey! That's still not enough. You know the type. I'm making his sandwich and he's still yapping on his phone, completely ignoring me when I ask what veggies he wants. Janet's in the back doing inventory, so it's just me dealing with this guy. When I get to the register, the total comes to $12.47. He hands me a 20 and goes, "Keep the change as a tip." That's like $7.50 in tip money, which honestly was pretty decent for Subway. I hit the no sale button to open the register and put his 20 in. But then Janet comes out from the back and sees me about to pocket the cash. "What are you doing?" she asks. "Customer gave me a tip," I tell her. Janet gets this weird look on her face and goes, "We don't accept tips here. Company policy." I'm like, "What? Since when?" "Since always. Corporate says it creates an expectation that customers have to tip, and it's not fair to customers who don't tip." The business suit guy overhears this and starts getting pissy. "I already told him to keep it. I don't want it back." Janet just shakes her head. "I'm sorry, sir, but we can't accept tips. It's policy." So now I'm stuck between this manager who's being ridiculous and this customer who's getting angry. Janet grabs the 20, counts out his change, and hands him back the $7.50. The guy looks at the money in his hand and goes, "This is stupid. I was trying to be nice." "I understand, sir, but rules are rules," Janet says. That's when things got weird. The guy looks right at me and goes, "Fine. If he can't have the tip, then I want it removed." I'm confused. "What do you mean removed?" "From the sandwich. I want the tip of the sandwich cut off and thrown away." Janet and I just stare at him. "Sir, you already paid for the sandwich," I tell him. "I don't care. I said I wanted the tip removed, so remove it." At this point, I'm thinking this guy has completely lost it, but Janet nods at me like I should just do what he says. I grab a knife and literally cut about 2 inches off one end of his footlong. The guy takes his now 10-inch sandwich and walks out without another word. After he leaves, Janet explains that corporate really did send down a memo about tips like 2 weeks ago. Apparently, some customer complained that they felt pressured to tip at another location, so now all tips have to be declined. "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard," I tell her. "Tell me about it. I've been declining tips all week. You're the first person who didn't know." The next day, I'm telling my coworker Blake about the whole thing, and he starts laughing his ass off. "Dude, that wasn't about the money," he says. "That guy was making a point. He was basically saying if he can't tip you for good service, then he doesn't want the full service." I never thought about it that way, but it actually made sense. The guy wasn't crazy. He was just really committed to making corporate look stupid. Word got around to other employees about what happened, and pretty soon everyone was talking about the customer who had the tip removed. Some people thought he was nuts, but others thought it was actually pretty clever. About a month later, corporate quietly changed the policy back. Apparently, enough customers complained about not being able to tip that they realized how dumb the rule was. Janet never admitted the policy was stupid, but I noticed she started looking the other way when customers tried to tip after that. And whenever new employees asked about the tip policy, she'd just tell them the story about the guy who had his sandwich tip removed.